Imagine surviving the initial chaos of the system integration, only to realize that the tutorial was just the warm-up. Now, you're deep in the wilderness, your ammo is running low, and the monsters are getting smarter, faster, and significantly more lethal. But you've got a rifle, a spellbook, and a tactical mindset that refuses to break. Welcome to Judicator Jane 2, the second explosive installment in Brian Rouleau's action-packed Judicator Jane series. If you love tactical LitRPG combat, a pragmatic and lethal female protagonist, and the sheer unadulterated dopamine hit of watching a modern military mindset absolutely dismantle arrogant fantasy elites, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in progression fantasy, blending high-stakes dungeon diving, faction warfare, and the awe-inspiring thrill of a heroine who treats a magical apocalypse like a tactical operations mission. The narrative kicks off with Jane and her fiercely loyal crew having survived the initial shock of the world's transformation, only to be thrust into the deeper, more dangerous zones of the new reality. The atmosphere is a brilliant mix of gritty, tactical survival and the deeply satisfying, methodical loop of min-maxing a hybrid magic and munitions build. Rouleau excels at scaling the threat level, making every new high-tier dungeon, every planar rift, and every faction conflict feel like a massive, deadly puzzle where one wrong move means instant death. At the core of the book's addictive appeal is its brilliantly logical, deeply crunchy progression system and the spectacular tactical magic gunfu trope. This isn't just about swinging a sword or casting a fireball, it's about combining modern tactical doctrine with high-tier magical abilities, optimizing mana efficiency for rapid-fire spells, and using cover, flanking, and suppressive fire to dismantle enemies who rely on brute strength. Watching Jane min-max her hybrid class, craft devastating magical munitions, and completely shock arrogant, high-tier elites who thought she was just a mundane fighter is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory. But beyond the stats and the spellcraft, the soul of Judicator Jane lies in its characters and the heavy burden of leadership. Jane isn't a cold-blooded killer. She's a deeply pragmatic, fiercely protective leader who treats her crew like family. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as her companions watch her casually calculate the blast radius of a magical grenade. The emotional anchor of the story is the fierce, unbreakable loyalty of her found family, providing the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A massive, high-tier threat, be it a planar invasion, a rival faction's grand army, or a world boss dungeon break, forces Jane to push her hybrid abilities to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming magical firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. Jane doesn't just survive the assault, she completely shatters the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of modern tactics and high magic to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a massive, decisive victory. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, dopamine-fueled triumph that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword, it's the one with the best tactical training. Judicator Jane 2 is a triumph of the LitRPG and tactical fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. Brian Rouleau has crafted a milestone book that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the meta with a rifle and a spellbook. Plug in your headphones, check your ammo reserves, and join Jane. The system thought it could overwhelm her, but it forgot to account for her tactical genius.